Good evening, friends and family of Seeded Harvest. Thank you yet again for your time to sit with us and discuss matters of the heart. So, today we are not on location on purpose um, because we want to do a wrap up and discuss or take an overview of some of the things that we have discussed over the past 10 weeks, believe it or not. It has been 10 episodes that we have run. And today we really wanted to do a recap really about what we have talked about over the past 10 episodes. And I thought it really great to come out in nature and let this be our backdrop, if it were. Um, so if you bear with me for a minute, what are we gonna? I really want to show you what our scene for today looks like. For some reason, my camera went on, but that is our view for today. This is the scenery that we have, and I really wanted to um, consider that when we go through life's challenges and we are impacted by all that it has to offer and lend to us, that we always have something else to be thankful for, even when we're not thankful for, not maybe not life, but the challenges that we're faced with cause us to doubt things and stress over things. And so over the past few weeks, we have talked about um, managing change, feelings of inadequacy. We've talked about forgiveness and abuse. And these have been self care. These have really been some very heavy topics. Um, Heavy emotions have been explored. And I challenged you about 3 weeks ago, I challenged us, myself included, excuse me, to start journaling and the impact that journaling can have. And so, as we consider the abuse that we've gone through in life, whether it be mental, emotional, physical, whether we've had to navigate some measure of change in our life, from being an empty nester to a divorce to death of a loved one, someone as something as close as a parent, and the challenges that that brings, the emotions that that invokes, um, leaving a church, excuse me, starting a new church, it all invokes something in us, and it impacts how we feel, it impacts how we show up in the world. Absolutely impact how we show up in the world. We become saboteurs who aren't accepting of the change. What I tend to do is when I'm feeling that way, I take a moment and I consider the blessing that I have and the place that I've been blessed to be born in. And that's Bermuda. I'm going to give you this backdrop now. Being born and raised in Bermuda has come with its challenges, as beautiful as it is. Some would say, I live in the land where you vacation, or I live where you vacation. But just look how beautiful that is. And you know what's so funny is that as much as life changes, this has always remained the same. This backdrop, buildings change, Like the building here behind me is new, but I'm on location at Fort St. Catherine. It has always been here, at least my entire life. And I'm sure there are some that will say that at one point, or if they were alive to tell the story, that this building behind me, Fort St. Catherine, never existed. But that beautiful backdrop, the clouds, the sky, it has always remained. It hasn't changed. And so the beach, even landscape might change, but the clouds in the sky, even that in of itself, it has the level of change. But outside, outdoors has always remained consistent with whether it's a stormy day, a thundery, rainy day, a beautiful sunny day, um, when the scenery changes and we go into dusk to dawn. We'll be having sunset here um, in a few, and that doesn't change. The sun is still going to rise and the sun is still going to set until God says otherwise. But as much as life and things change, and as much pressure as life throws our way, I really challenge you over the next couple of weeks because we will be on break for about 4 weeks. We'll post on our page when we will be back live, what our start date will be back. Um, Visit the change to find the date. But what's really, really interesting is that we can take time to sit and reflect on just the beauty of the world and the space that we live in. Look at that. Look how absolutely amazing that view is. So it's all about perspective. There's always something to be grateful for. So I promised you that we would take on the challenge of journaling. So for the next 4 weeks, as today is our wrap up session, as we take a break, I am challenging us to go back, view some of the key points and topics that have been spoken about over the past 10 weeks, 10 episodes, and start to journal about the things that have given you anxiety, the things that have challenged you in life, the people who have hurt and abused you. Writing is very therapeutic. If you are unable to get yourself a journal, I'll leave it open for the next week or so. And you can reach out to me on the Seeded Harvest, inbox me on Seeded Harvest page. I will make sure that I get a journal to you. But I really want us to consider life and the perspective of life and all that we have to be grateful for in the midst of all that we've had to go through. So today's wrap up session is about being grateful, changing our perspective, changing the scenery despite what is thrown our way. And just a minute ago, very as God would have it, the clouds were covering the sun just now. But as I'm talking about change and talking about perspective, out came the sun, or the clouds moved and shifted. And so let's journal. When we come back, we'll talk about the things that we shared in our journal. Make your journal time your prayer time, if that's your belief. Make it your meditation time, if that's your belief. But ultimately, consider what it is that has happened to you in life, the seeds that were planted, and the beautiful harvest that has come from those seeds, because that's the purpose and the meaning behind seeded harvest. And instead of allowing those seeds to die, I challenge us to look for the places where those seeds have grown. And I can assure you that you will be better for it on the other end. And so, with that, Seeded Harvest signs out for 4 weeks as we conclude season 1 of Seeded Harvest. I thank each and every one of you for your time, your love, for the changes that you've shared, for the encouragement that you've shared. I want to thank every guest that we've had, Dr. Sharon Apopa, Sharon Haywood, Jessica Lightbourne, Lisa Wingood. I absolutely consider you gems in my life, and you've absolutely played a huge role in my life and now the lives of others just by sharing your time and your story, your seeded harvest. So let us sit and consider the beauty of the land that I have been born into. And if your place looks a little bit different, know that somewhere, somehow, things that appear to constantly be changing forever remain the same, and that there is beauty in your land too. You just have to find it. So God bless you and keep you and make his face to shine upon you and give you his peace. I love you all to life. Until next time, we'll see you in 4 weeks. Mark your calendars. Keep an eye on the website, on the Facebook page. Bless you.